All right, so in this one, we're going to connect our application to a database. In our case, it's the MongoDB database. So I'll open my browser up and then I'm going to go to mongodb.com, because MongoDB has a cloud service where you can just have your database in the cloud and you can just access it right there on the website. So when you do this, you're going to need to have to create an account. So I'm just going to click on sign in. And because I want you to actually have like the same experience that a new MongoDB user is going to have, I'm going to sign in with a new account, especially for this tutorial or especially for this course. So let's just do that. So it's asking me to accept their terms and conditions, which I'm going to accept and submit. All right, so I have been able to successfully sign in, and let's just see what it's asking me to do next. Use your account to deploy a cloud database. All right, so it's redirecting itself automatically into the MongoDB dashboard. All right, so what is your goal today? And I'm just going to say build a new application. And what type of application are you building? Well, I want to build, I'm just going to choose something, I don't know. Let me just choose orders. Oh, I need to specify orders. So I'm just going to choose something, and so that I can move on. What's your preferred language? JavaScript. And then finish. All right, so next is asking me to choose a plan. And of course, I know you know the plan I'm going to choose, because this is for tutorial purposes. I'm going to choose the free plan. So just come to the free plan and click on create, and then it's just going to create a free plan for you. Okay, great. So let's continue our setup. It's bringing us to it. MongoDB has created a cluster for us, so we just need to specify some settings. I'll just leave this as they are, and I'll come down here. All right, then I'll change my cluster name. So this cluster name, it's always cluster 0. So maybe I'll just change it to something that makes sense to me. Maybe I'll just say my name, Trust cluster. Okay, there shouldn't be any space, so Trust cluster, and then I'll click on create cluster. It's going to take a while, so let me just hold on for it to finish. Oh, okay, great. So that was really fast. Now it's asking me, how would you like to authenticate your connection? I'm just going to go with username and password, which is like the most straightforward. And then I'm going to specify a username. I'll make it simple. I'll say Zeno1234. And the password is also going to be Zeno1234. So Zeno1234. You know what? Let me just make sure that I copy that correctly. So I'll just, oh, I can view it. So let me click on this eye icon. Yeah, so Zeno1234 is just perfect. Of course, if you want to do a production project, you make sure your password is a little bit more secure. Then I'll click on create user. Aha, so if you come down here, you'll see that this user has been created, Zeno1234. Yeah, good. So now it's asking me, where would you like to connect from? Well, I want to connect from my local environment. That's from my machine. Okay, so let's keep going down, and so it's asking me the IP address. I should allow a specific IP address that I want to connect from, right? So ideally, you just want to click on add my current IP address, and it will just automatically fetch your IP address. So of course, I'll have mine covered. So add my IP address, and then I will just click on finish and close. So just do that. Okay, so it says congratulations on setting up access rules. Just telling us something. So just click on go to database. So I'll click that. All right, so let me just close this up. No thanks. Dismiss. Okay, great. So you see here, we now have this Zeno cluster. Now there's one thing I want us to do though. I want us to be able to connect to change our security rules. At this point, we set it such that it can connect from only our IP address, but I've experienced some issues with that, because sometimes my IP address tend to, depending on my internet connection, it tends to change. So you may want to set it to connect from any IP address or from anywhere. So that's what we're going to do now. So I think we need to come to, is it network access? Secure, yeah, network database access. Let's just be sure, let's just check. Okay, so it's network access. So click on network access and it will show you what you've already set before. So just click on edit. All right, so I've edited this guy now, and what I want to click on is allow access from anywhere. For the purpose of this project, I want to allow access from anywhere. Now, if you're launching on production, you should definitely stick to allowing maybe your IP address alone. So I'll click on allow access for anywhere, and it will just change the access list entry to this guy here. And then you can just click on confirm. So this will mitigate any future issues you may have with connecting to your database as a result of your IP address access. All right, so let me just hold on for a couple of seconds for this one. All right, so that's complete. And now let's go back to the database. So under this deployment, you can come here to database, which is where we were before. All right, so now under Atlas, you see all of these options here. Now, what you want to do is you want to connect your application to MongoDB. So I'm going to click on connect, and it will just bring up all the options that we can connect with. So you see the first one is connect with MongoDB shell. That's not what we want. Just the second one just says connect your application. Now this is what we're going to use. There's another option to connect using MongoDB Compass, which is like an a desktop application that you can download to your computer and then connect MongoDB directly. So you don't need to come to your browser, but I think the browser is fine really. So I'll just click on connect your application, and then it will give you this connection string. Yeah, so this connection string is what you want to have to be able to connect to your application. And let me just copy it. So I'll just click on this tab here to copy that. Aha, so you see it's copied. Now we can close this guy, or let me just minimize the browser, and then I can come back to my application. For now, I'm just going to paste it somewhere here like so. Maybe I'll just make it a comment and just paste it. So this is my connection string that I've been able to retrieve from MongoDB. What I want to do, however, is to keep it in a special file that will not be uploaded to the cloud, that will not be uploaded to GitHub, because you don't want other people to have access to this string. For that, we're going to need to create a .env file. Now, in backend development with Node.js and Express, when you want to use .env file, you first have to install a package called .env. So I'm going to cancel out of this process in my terminal here, and I'm going to install, so Y for yes to cancel out of it, and I'm going to install .env. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm just going to say npm install, and the name of the package is dots, so dotenv, and then just hit enter. It will install that .env package, and we're going to be able to use .env in our project. All right, so .env has finished installing. Now we can go ahead and create an actual .env file in the root of this our directory. So you're not creating it inside the back end or any other place. You are creating it in the root. So it's going to be on the same level as your package.json file and as your git ignore file. So I'll make sure I'm here, and then I'll click and create .env. Now this .env file is where we're going to now add this URL we created here. So make sure you copy that and then come here. The name of the URL I'm going to call Mongo, and it's convention to use capital letter here. So Mongo underscore URI. URI stands for Uniform Resource Identifier, and then I'll set it to be equal to, and then paste in this string here. Now there are some things we want to change. First off, this password, you need to actually put the password you created on the cloud, and that's Zeno1234. So I'll just delete this password here, and then I'll add my Zeno. Sorry, that should be small letter, so Zeno1234. Then another thing we're going to do is before this question mark and retry writes, we're going to specify the name of our cluster. or sorry, the name of our collection. So in MongoDB, your data is going to be saved inside something that looks like a folder. That thing is actually called a collection, right? So the name of that collection you can specify after this forward slash. So mongodb.net forward slash, after this forward slash, before the question mark, you can specify the name of the collection. So in my case, I'm just going to call it task manager. So task hyphen manager, like so. Yeah, that's correct. And that's it basically. I'll go ahead and save. Now, if I save any document to this, my MongoDB setup in the cloud, it's going to be inside the task manager collection. All right. So that's basically what I just did here. Now we've been able to, set up our MongoDB. We've been able to create the Mongo URI. In the next video, because I want this to be broken down into several parts, in the next video, we are going to now write the code to connect to MongoDB. All right, my friends. So I just want you to know that you have access to the playlist for the MERN stack tutorial for beginners right here on YouTube. So if you want to watch everything on YouTube, there's a playlist here on YouTube that's going to give you access to them. But I also want you to know that I'm going to be uploading the beginners tutorial one per day. So, but if you don't want to wait for me to finish uploading everything, then you can just click on this MERN free course, and then it's just bring you to this page where you can register for the MERN tutorials for beginners absolutely free. So you're not paying anything. It will give you access to this comprehensive course dashboard where you're going to just learn everything you need to know about the beginning part of MERN. All right. Then also I'm going to be publishing a Next.js course also for free, and you are going to get access to that if you are on the dashboard, if you're on this platform. Also, if you'd like to get access to the 26 plus hours full stack MERN course, then I'll leave a discount link in the description of every of the MERN video, and you can get access to that for just a tiny discount. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.